and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Um, y'all, I had to get this out, okay? So, I had to get this out. That's a tip for someone, y'all. If you know you have something to do, just do it. Because I was like, should I start today? Should I do it tomorrow? Just do it. And so this topic is not planned out or anything like that. But if you watch my last video, I share with you all that I am on a journey with God. And this journey started a while ago. I think it was 2020, 2021. And there was just this hunger for God. It was crazy because I did things that I never did before. Like I drove to a conference to Virginia by myself. Didn't really know anybody there. I had worked with the lady who was having the conference, Destiny. She goes by the Prayer Piss. You'll be able to find her here on YouTube. I shared about her before. I think I may have had a prayer piece session with her. Before anyway, went to her conference in Virginia. I drove to Connecticut to a church that I didn't know anybody there. Book a hotel, went there for their prayer conference. They had their prayer fest. That was the first time I visited their church, prayer fest. And so I was just on this journey. I was hungry for Christ wherever that I saw that people was on fire for God, and I saw that God was doing amazing things there. I wanted to be there, right? And so this journey, it started way before then, but because God was always pulling me and calling me closer, but I truly started to answer the call and chase after God, I believe, around 2020, 2021. Anyway, throughout that process, I've been praying to God and just asking him, like, God, show me. I want to be the Winnell that you created, not the Winnell that the world has formed, due to life experiences. Shed anything of me that I have put on that is not part of my original form, that is now affecting the way how I function, the way how I perceive things, the way how, I do things in life. And one of the things that I dealt with for a long time is the spirit of fear. I dealt with the spirit of fear for a long time. Just thinking about it, I shrunk back. Growing up from childhood, I can't even say exactly what age, but definitely under 10 and up until a couple of years ago, I did not want to be seen. I did not want to be heard. I did not push the limits, test the barrier. I did exactly what I had to do and kept it moving. I didn't want anybody to know I was there. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't care to get recognized for the good things that I did. It was that type of thing, right? But there was always like small ripple things here and there. I'm not even sure if ripple is the word to use, but there were always small things here and there where my character would be a little bit different than the norm. Like I would have this boldness to do something or, stand up for something that wasn't who I am, right? And so I always knew there was something, but I just didn't know. And I accepted that I was shy. It was a label that I was an introvert. So I accepted those labels and I operated, not knowing that those were not labels that God had given me. Even the enemy had me believing that I was not creative. When it came to, I was not a speaker. I did not used to like hearing my voice, which is funny because people will tell me all the time, oh, your voice is so smoothing. I love talking to you, but I hated hearing my voice, right? And so anyways, I started this journey with God, and I will share the title of this video real quick because I just went in. And the last quarter of last year, I had this undeniable urge to just like be with God, sit with God, talk with God, spend time with God. Like I didn't want to do anything else, but my plate was so full. I had so much things going on. And then I was feeling the pressure, being overwhelmed with just creating content for social media, for my business and all these other things, right? And then January came, and I believe like the third week of January, that feeling that was coming back again, that wrestle. And then so I felt the need to just like drop everything, stop doing everything. But I still kept pushing it off. And I think it wasn't until like the first week of February, if I'm not mistaken, after my graduation, one morning I got convicted, and the Holy Spirit brought to mind that every time God asks me to do something, I always have an excuse as to why I cannot start right then and there. Like I never give him my immediate yes and go ahead and do it. It's always, yes, God, but let me finish this. Let me finish that. And I will do another video on that because pride has something to do with that as well, being prideful, even though at the time I didn't know and I didn't see it as that. So I will do another video on that. But one morning I sat, I was about to do my devotion, and I was like, you know what, God, I asked God for forgiveness, and I just give him my yes. And so I got off social media. I haven't been on like Instagram or Facebook since like the second week of February, and I have not what was it, like I have limited my YouTube, consumption and all of that. But I've been intentional about spending time with God. These past about 2 months now, I've been intentional about spending time with God. And my today message, is let God show you you, and be patient, right? Because when I first started on this journey and I was praying to God, like, show me who I am, God, who you created me to be, what caused me to act, because I didn't have a good memory of my childhood, right? And so I was asking God, like, what caused me to be the way I am, the way I do certain things, like all of those things, want to get to the core, to the root, right? And so if you're on a journey of self-rediscovery, of trying to know who you are in Christ, and as well as know why you think the way you think, why do you see the world, why does your perspective of yourself does not match what God says about you, I want to tell you to trust the process and allow God to show you you. Don't give up and feel like, because I got frustrated along the line. I was like, God, I'm not like, like what's going on? Because when I prayed, I'm like, all right, God, sure, because I dream, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm expecting to have a dream, and God like playing everything out, like show me a vision or something. Let me see from like beginning to the end. And God was like, no. And so something that I realized the other day, and that's what brought this topic to mind, is that we're asking God for things, whether we're asking for things to come or we're asking him to reveal things that's already passed. Sometimes we're not ready yet to access the information that we're asking God for. Sometimes there are certain key things that we need. And so, for example, with me, and some of the things that just God has been showing me is, I've said this prayer for what has been 3, maybe going on 4 years now, right? But there are things that have happened this year that has been an opener to some of the things that I've been asking God for, that it has been the key to unlock some of the things that I've been asking God for. And so if you get frustrated and you're like, God, I'm not hearing you, I'm still stuck, I'm still in the same place, and like, I don't truly know who I am, I cannot move forward. Like, don't get frustrated. Hold on to who God says you are in his words, and keep working on creating whatever habits that you need to put into place while he's working on you internally and while he's healing some areas. Because I will tell you, there are some things that you probably have been through that maybe your mind, to protect you, has blocked it out, right? And so if God was just to reveal it to you, it will be re-traumatizing you, and you might not be ready to deal with that like the way you think you are, right? And so he's trying to heal some areas so that when certain things is revealed to you, you're able to deal with it in a healthy manner. And I would say, like, a quick example for me, something for my birthday just came up, and one of the things I wanted, I was like, for my birthday, God, like, I really want to have a full concept of like my path, my journey. And God started bringing some stuff up. And so I had a conversation with my sister, and we talked about, our past and our childhood and our upbringing. And one of the things that God showed me is how the spirit of fear entered my life. And it was an experience that I had growing up in my paternal grandmother house, with my uncle who was abusive. And that was my access of fear, because that was when I started to shrink. I started to not be seen, because I saw what other people was going through. And so to protect myself, I didn't want to be a target. I didn't want to get in his way. So I would shrink, I would hide. I did not want to be, heard. Like, I pretty much wanted to be invisible, right? And so he brought that back. But then at the same time, God showed me, and this is so beautiful, he showed me how he has always been there, and how he has always loved and protected me. And one of the ways he did that was through my sister. One of my sisters, like, I call her my guardian angel, because when we were growing up, we moved back and forth between mom and dad a lot. And whenever we were with dad, she was the one who was looking after me. Even when dad wasn't there physically, she was the one who pretty much raised me. And so he showed me the other morning, like, how he has protected me through my sister, and how he has provided love and care for me through my sister. So even though back then I didn't see him, I didn't know he was there, I knew of God, but I didn't have a personal relationship with him. Even knew that, his spirit, is in you and be with you. Like, I didn't have knowledge of all of those things, right? And so the other morning, my sister and I, we were talking, and it was sad when we were reminiscing about some of the things that we've been through. And if God had not healed those areas before, then resentment and unforgiveness and bitterness, all of those things would have piled up against the people who were not being so kind to us, right? And so, not to make this video long, the message in this video is to encourage you, is to allow God to show you. Don't give up. Do not feel like, oh, God is taking forever. Trust the process, and just keep developing your relationship with him. Don't let it be I want this from you, God, and if I don't get it, then I don't want a relationship with you anymore. Don't let it be that. I just want a relationship with you. I am seeking you the best way that I know how. And yes, these are the things that I want from you, but I'm trusting you to reveal it to me in your timing, right? Because his timing is perfect. He is a father who protects, and so he wants to protect you. And that's why his timing is so significant, because it protects. He is not going to reveal anything to you, release anything to you that you are not ready for, that is going to damage you. So I just wanted to share that to encourage you, if you're on a journey like me, learning how to be daddy's little girl. That's how I refer to myself nowadays, and I just love it, and it feels so good. Don't give up. God will reveal to you the things that you need to know to help you grow and help you become who he has created you to be. He's also going to heal you on the process. And another thing that I want to share also is, be open when he show you something about you that you don't like, because he's going to bring up those things that are not so good that's in you. Like, one of the things that he revealed to me, because I thought I was a real patient person. Like, I thought I was one of the most patient person ever, right? And God showed me that I am not as patient as I think I was. And I was patient in some areas of my life, but not in all areas of my life, and not with all of the people that I'm supposed to be patient with. And so, he showed me how there was some envy and jealousy and certain things that was sitting in there, and he brought it up. So he's going to show you on the process of self rediscovery. He's going to show you the good and the ugly, but he's going to show it to you because he's refining you. He's pruning you. He's cleansing you. He's making you whole, making you new for your journey forward. So trust the process. Trust your Father. Know that he loves you, and he's not going to withhold anything good from you. This is Winnell. I just jumped right into this because I had to get it out. Lord, that's it. I am Winnell Wilma. I don't have a titles nowadays, y'all. If you've been here for a while, you know I used to do coaching. And I used to work with stepmoms and blended families, and I still do that through my church. But as a business right now, I'm currently not doing that right now. And so I don't even know what my title is. I am just going with the flow with God. So I am Winnell, God's daughter, Daddy's little girl. Come back again. I will be sharing more of my journey. Have a blessed rest of your day.